I mean, I don't think Hamas should form part of any government after this. I think they abrogated their right to govern.
Look at this. Hamas should not have the right to be part of Gaza because they killed what? 1,100, 1,200 people, the majority of them soldiers. But the Israelis killed almost 50,000 people, but they could still rule because you see the double standard. Even the fucking, when you're a murderer and a fucking genocidal maniac, their genocidal maniac is okay. But ours, they're not okay. You know, those Hamas, but you just killed 15,000 children, but it's okay for you to be in power. So why don't we just say the Likud should have no right to rule Israel? Does that make any sense to you? Palestinians should be able to pick their own rulers.
Frankly, but what happened on October the 7th. But I also think that Israel's current government is full of people who are, I would label, extremists. Yeah. Whether it's Smotrich or Ben-Gvir, or even increasingly Netanyahu himself, who, let's not forget, is facing corruption charges the moment this war's over. All the polling says that Israelis support the war on Hamas, but don't want him to continue as prime minister at the end of it. There's no motivation for him to end this war. In fact, the motivation is quite the opposite. And it's quite clear from the rhetoric of people like Smotrich and Ben-Gvir that they speak in virtual genocidal terms themselves. So, yeah, I'm all in favor of Hamas being removed completely from any power. Yeah. But I don't understand why any sensible person on the Israeli side would see that it would be good for anything going forward, particularly a two-state solution, to have people like Netanyahu, Smotrich and Ben-Gvir anywhere near a government. What do you say to that?
Well, the thing is, Piers, we're a democracy. And democracy...
We're a democracy. We're a democracy. You're not a democracy, and you're not from the Middle East. You're from where? Scotland? The whole idea, you know, that two of the government ministers under Netanyahu, the Minister of Finance and the Minister of Security for Israel, they are convicted terrorists. Their parties were considered a terrorist organization by the United States of America and the Israeli government themselves. They are convicted terrorists by Israeli courts, not by any other courts. And now they are in charge of internal security. They're giving guns to the settlers, which I like, because those guns one day is going to be turned against their fucking people in Tel Aviv, hopefully. And the Minister of Finance, Smotrich, whatever the fuck his name is, he's from Lithuania. He's had the same problem, you understand? So let's the old haggard here talk.
We have elections. Just because Hamas had an election and the PA haven't had an election in, what, 19 years?